Hi you guys, welcome to Rove Motorhomes at Gunthorpe. My name's Charlie and today I'm going to be walking you around this Frankia Platin i8400 Plus. Now this particular model is known as the flagship of the Frankia group and it's unmatched on the factory spec that they build onto this vehicle from factory. So this is a 2021 plate with 26,500 miles on the clock and it's on the very desirable Mercedes 3-litre V6 diesel engine. Fully automatic. You've got a 5.5 ton gross vehicle weight, dimensions of 8.6 meters long by 2.35 meters wide. So it's a big motorhome and it's full of great extras, which I'm going to walk you around today. Now, obviously, Frankia being Frankia, we know they always put it on the Mercedes chassis, so the whole vehicle itself has been built in Germany and nowhere else. Unlike the rest of the motorhome brands, Frankia like to make sure that they get the Mercedes rear-wheel drive chassis as well. So obviously better traction, puts the power down better, and being 190 brake horsepower, it's got some power to go with it as well. So walking around the vehicle today, I'm going to show you all the storage, all the ins and outs, and everything you should need to know about the i8400 Plus. Obviously, if we're looking into them online. Now, on the roof of the vehicle, we've got 4 solar panels, just so you know, because that area I won't be able to cover, and they're all wired into the inverter system as well as obviously the lithium batteries that I'm going to show you the location of in the back. Now, this particular one has had the UK pack put on it, which means you get the carpets, the cooker, the microwave, external shower and external barbecue. You're also going to get the additional skylight in the lounge, the additional garage door for access as well, the travel seats in the rear and the lounge that converts into a bed. So without further ado, let's start taking a look around. You're going to see we've got the alloy wheels all the way around with the diamond cut edging all in superb condition, which have been photoed on the photo file. As we're going around the vehicle, obviously the key feature I'm going to point out, you're really going to see why Frankia got the name they did. So to start off with the diesel fill up, then we've got a 15-metre retractable hookup point, so we don't need to park too close to the plugins. Aldi heating vent, and just down here, straight access to the Aldi boiler, along with obviously the hookup reel as well. Going down into your next locker, we've got the toilet cassette, and what you're going to notice when I'm opening all these lockers, even the toilet cassette gets a lined door and a double seal as well. So obviously just making sure that the class of the vehicle continues all the way through. Opening up the 2 points next to it, you're going to see we've actually got the water fill and the external shower point, both conveniently placed right together. Further down to that, we're now going to open this locker where you're going to do your drain off for your wastewater. So a big robust wastewater tap, obviously kept in this internal subfloor to keep the condition of the pipework good. Your wastewater, obviously valve comes down here, your hose, through the floor, and you can have it straight out the floor constantly. And this to the right is just a plug in to fill up the fresh water tank. Above and below that, you've got your fridge vents, and you're just going to notice above these cameras that are dotted all the way around the vehicle that I will show you a lot more about as we move on in the video. Further down to that, we've got another little water fill-up point for travel waters, and then we've also got this storage capacity here, perfectly situated for any additional hookups and things like that. Obviously, moving down the vehicle, you're going to see the bodywork's in very good condition, which we did expect for the 2021. Tow bar round at the back, and this is the additional garage door we were speaking of earlier. So first and foremost, access into the garage, plentiful space in there for large mountain bikes, scooters, and you name it, what else. The spare wheel is also kept in here, along with the pressure hose system to go onto that external water point. As you look through the garage, you're going to notice we've got another opening door at the far side and the tailgate. Behind these cages here, you've got your fuse board. Behind here, you've got your inverters and your charger systems and both your lithium batteries down at the bottom as well, all caged in nicely to protect them from receiving any damage when obviously we're packing up that rear boot space or garage space. When we lift the raising tailgate, you can just see the thickness of the door. It's how far they go with the insulation on this vehicle as well, and even that's got the double seal. And the access to the garage just opened up tenfold, so no matter what you've got in there or where you've put it, you're going to be able to access it very easily with this back end design, which for a lot of you will know, an end lounge motorhome with a garage of this size is almost unbeknown. Everything holds nicely on the gas struts as well. Obviously putting the boot lid back down, just making sure we're not slamming that either. Above there, you've got another reverse camera and another camera just below that. Obviously the tow bar and the electrics down at the bottom. And then we've got the full wind out canopy on this near side with a full LED awning light, which is an optional extra from the factory. To add to the list of extras, we've got the external 230 volt point just there, so we've got power outside, and we've also got an external gas barbecue point to go with it. So we've got the external gas, water and electrics. Moving towards the front then, obviously standing back so you can get a good visual of the decals on this one. We've got another locker just here, again great for external storage. There are just some things, as we know, we don't want to put inside the motorhome, and these lockers are absolutely perfect for it. The flooring in it, very rigid, very hard wearing, something that's going to last a long time. And what you may have already noticed is at the front just here, we've got the gas locker. Now from factory, obviously it comes with the 2 gas bottle option, and obviously the previous keeper on this particular vehicle has decided to put in the 2 large refillable LPG canisters. Now we don't have to open this locker up to refill the canisters, we do it from this point just here, making life very simple. But all in all, externally, a very attractive motorhome on that Mercedes Sprinter chassis, like I say, 3 litre V6, and they finish it off nicely with all the decals, the nice silver colourways, plenty of LED lighting, and then we've also got the Artex door. Now, for those of you who don't know about the Artex door, not only are they extremely solid with the double seals on them all the way around as well, but essentially they're just much stronger, and they give you that really nice noise when you get it closed, knowing that that seal is in and strong. So we've got the electric step for entrance, we've got 2 more additional steps, and then we've got a nice little floor space here that runs into the underfloor cavity. Now the whole subfloor of this vehicle, as you can see, the floor for the internal starts here, but when you actually look at the depth of how thick that subfloor cavity actually is, it just shows you how well insulated they are. That cavity is where all the radiator pipes run, so it's very well insulated, and it is actually heated towards the rear. It is heated throughout through the rails running there, but predominantly they actually put radiators, proper ones, under the floor in the rear to make sure the end is nice and warm. So I'm going to bob my zoom on, guys, so you can see as much as I can, and just look at that end lounge. So this is what it's all about. It's all about space, it's all about quality of design, and it's all about a well-constructed vehicle. So the end lounge itself, unbeknown and unseen, it's a C-shaped lounge, absolutely ginormous with plenty of space. On the photo files, I actually went under this bench and that bench there. You do have 2 passenger seats that do fold up into position. This one faces forward, this one faces across, all bolted to the chassis, and obviously perfectly situated in the rear around the table with plenty of space for the passengers. We've got over unit LED lighting running all the way down. We've got the under unit spotlights, as you can see around the edging just there, and then the Frankia LED lights just to finish that off perfectly, going all the way around. We've got glass cabinets in each corner. We've got surround sound speakers that you can see just underneath there as well. 230 volt and USB in the back, and then more just down here that you can see, and even more down there. So we're not short on power, we're not short on plug-in points, we're not short on seating areas. You can see where I'm going. You don't end up being short on much. And when you're ready to relax, you can pull out your very own 32-inch flat screen TV, fully satellite enabled, and obviously it does connect through to the motorhome Wi-Fi as well. Now in this cupboard just up here is where you will find the Wi-Fi router, which will need a SIM putting in. But the router's there, ready to go, and the actual aerial for which is on top of the roof, just up top to receive the best signal. So the TV obviously slides out just like that. It actually comes out of this cabinet just here, as you can see, plugged in onto the 12 volt with the cable track, and the runner's taking it all the way along. So the TV will pack itself conveniently away when you're done, but even surrounding the TV above and below, there's loads and loads of storage, and everything that I'm opening and closing just feels ever so strong, and obviously like it's built to last, which you would expect with your Frankia, and obviously this typical build quality. Turning around slightly, then we're coming into the kitchen space. Really nice worktop in here, nice concrete effect. We've got a bin in the top corner, we've got a nice mixer tap and basin unit, really decent sized one in the centre there, 3-ring gas hob, and then obviously you've got the Thetford duplex. You do have the separate, it's a 160 litre fridge freezer separate as well, so we can open it at the top, and then again at the bottom with your fridge at the bottom and the freezer at the top. Russell Hobbs microwave just there, and all of this will be powered from the inverter. And if you want to access the fridge from the other side, if someone's stood in your way, it does have the ambidextrous door fittings, so it can access from both sides. Just next to that, you've got a huge wardrobe space. Now, they put the drawers and shelves in as they are. You notice the hanging rail at the top. You can lay that out as you like. You can just take those two out, keeping one in, or however you wish. But plenty of option there and plenty of storage space. Over the top here, we do have the habitation air conditioning unit. Now, typically how this motorhome operates is truly fantastic. So the 4 solar panels on the roof at 110 watt per solar, they obviously take charge from the sun. It goes down through the charging system and into the lithium batteries, and then that is then connected to an inverter. Now, I've tried and tested this. This aircon unit can run off of the inverter whilst you are driving indefinitely. We've had a few in where you can run it off the inverter for 30 minutes on a max timer, but on this particular vehicle, the whole journey and the whole drive you do, the habitation aircon unit can be powered off the batteries in the inverter system, and when you get to your campsite, you'll still have full batteries. And the reason for that is because this particular chassis has got a 220 amp alternator charger. So obviously all that road driving, all that alternator charge going straight towards your leisure batteries, giving it maximum charge. So typically, some people have said just driving it, a good couple of hours charges everything up much faster than putting it on a 13 amp hookup lead. Now, just for a couple of techs and specs, you've got a 220 litre fresh water tank on this particular vehicle and a 130 litre wastewater tank, so you're not going to be running out of water anytime soon. Obviously, we spoke about the sine wave inverter in the rear garage, a great extra to have. And just as we're panning around now, we're going to come to the front of the vehicle so I can show you what's going off there. Now, on the right hand side, you're going to notice we've got this fully separate LED lit shower cubicle. It's got the skylight panel in the top, LED runner lighting just in behind that chrome shower rail just there. 2 opening and closing doors, so very spacious, very wide, easy to maneuver around. You don't bang your elbows lifting up when you're shampooing your hair. And then obviously when you want to, you get your solid wood partition door that just closes that off perfectly. And the reason it does that is because in the front we have the additional 2 sleeping arrangements as well, which I'll come on to. Closing that off, you're now going to see on the right hand side, you've got your full vanity basin unit, Aldi heating rail, mirror cupboards all the way up, all LED backlit, cassette swivel toilet with the electric flush. Then you've got your towel holders and things like that located around. Even in the shower, you've got your drying rail that actually comes down from the ceiling. When it pushes back up and clips in, it almost just looks like it's part of the actual framework itself. So it's just that design you're going to get with the Frankia. Now, one thing I didn't mention when I was in the rear of the vehicle talking about sleeping arrangements, this table here drops directly down, as you can see. Most tables just have the one leg. You've got the double leg on there for the additional support. That table will drop down, and an infill, which is currently in the front cupboard just here, sits on there perfectly to create a large double bed in the back. This is just another example of the storage. At the minute, obviously, I've got the infill cushion in there, but you do have your hanging rail up at the top and then a series of shelves down below, all LED lit, so we can see exactly what we're trying to get to. Into the front, the storage just continues even further. On this left-hand side, just backing onto your boiler drain valve and your Aldi boiler, you've got these 2 deep shelves up at the top, 2 big worktops, because you do have 2 captain swivel seats in this lounge, which then obviously means we've got 2 worktops. We can use this space as additional lounge space throughout the daytime. We've got some nice shelving units, as you can see just there on that slide out. Just above, we've got the drawer unit on the soft close, and then just here we've got the access to the bed over the top. Now this pulls out, as you can see, creating a steady step to get into bed. So no ladders on this particular motorhome, no ladders to climb up and down in the middle of the night. Nice and easy with the stepping system. To put that away, you simply lift it up, make sure it retracts flat, and then push the whole unit back until it clicks in. Just while we're near the habitation door, I'd like to cover what's over the top. So I'll put it onto the one-time zoom, guys, so you can see a bit more. So we've got the obviously control panel, really easy to use and something you're probably going to be quite familiar with already. As you can see, I've got the speaker button on now. The reason for that is if I wanted to now, I could go and turn the radio on through my Dolby surround sound speakers. I could play all my music, and all of that will be coming off my leisure batteries. Just next to that, we've got the electric blind for the cab, so we can put the blind down in the front and we can put it up just with a touch of a button, nice and easily, which is obviously a huge benefit. But you've seen the size of these dashboards, it just saves you climbing over the top of it all to get to the actual windscreen. One touch of a button, you can have your blind come all the way down. To the right here is where we're going to keep an eye on the lithium battery power and also the solar charge going into them, so we can keep an eye on and monitor that charge. You can see at the minute we're getting 0.8 amps and there's not a single ounce of sun out at the moment. Next to that is your Aldi heating. Now, just to touch on the Aldi heating, like I say, it does run through all the floor cavities and all the way around. You've got an Aldi heating rail in the washroom, and you've got all your rails that are underneath these little vents here. Now, in the cab, you'll see on the photos, it does also have the heat exchanger, which means basically you've got the Aldi heat. It then pumps it around the cab and around the front area, opening up another circuit. And there's also a fan down there to fan on the radiator to blow all the hot air out, so we're getting maximum temperature coverage throughout the entire vehicle. Really, really beneficial. To the left of that is your satellite dish programming button. Now, the satellite dish on this particular vehicle, as you can imagine, is a very, very good one. All we need to do is choose which satellite we want to lock onto, whether that be Hotbird or Astra 2. Click Sat, it will open up, it'll already be programmed into Astra 2. As soon as it locks on, you've got television ready to go. And that's obviously going to cover you and get you a lot more channels than you typically used to on your aerial TV. We do have the fly screen on the habitation door. The inverter controls are just here as well, so we just have to turn that on when you want to power off your inverter. Some various light switches, and to top everything off perfectly, we've got the full EMP self-leveling system. So as if this didn't come with enough extras, you've got a massive extra just there, hugely beneficial to a vehicle of this size, not only for the use of it to get that stability when we're on site and we're actually using it and staying in it, but also for maintenance when it comes to cleaning them, storing them and things like that. We can lift the vehicle up if we need to change any wheels or take any wheels off to clean the brakes. We can lift it up on its own self-leveling system, which is powered off the vehicle battery and will operate once the ignition is turned on. So hugely, hugely beneficial. Continuing to the front after I just go in here, the last cupboard space I did want to show you in the rear. So all LED lit again. Just behind here is your Aldi heating liquid, and then you've got obviously for your satellite dish, you've got the box up there ready and all plumbed in, ready to go. All the various remotes are down here for this. We've got the television, we've got the heating, we've got the actual air conditioning unit as well. We also have the kitchen hab fan, so when it comes to ventilation, you're not short of it between the aircon unit and the hab fan, being able to draw air in and suck it out. All the doors are alarmed and the vehicle does have a tracker fitted as well. So the bed in the front then. In order to get the bed down in the front, I'll just bob my zoom on again, guys, just to make life a little bit easier. There's a little lever just here we need to lift up. Once you lift that up, the seat will start to collapse down like so. Exactly the same then needs to happen on this far side. So if I just grab the phone quickly, bob that down and push it into position. The seats will look like that. And then we come to the control panel above the door and push down on this mechanism just here, and your full double will start to lower itself from the ceiling. Now, most motorhomes you have to sleep left to right, which obviously is okay. But when it comes to getting out of bed in the evening time to go to the loo, we've got to climb over each other. Well, this is where Frankia have took it one step further, and I do believe, as the more I go around it, I can see why they call it unmatched. So we can sleep completely front to back. We've got our own individual LED lights. We've got USB charging at the front cab, I'll show you in a second. 12 volt above the top of here with a satellite connection point. USB charging just over there in the corner with a full shelf along the front for storing your personal items. Your own individual skylight above the top as well, and obviously LED reader lights with the lamps. You're also going to notice this little catch in the runners, and you're exactly right. This is a sliding door with a secondary door behind it. So we can shut this space completely off, which as you can see, we can stand up at the bottom of the bed where we'd be on the steps usually now, slide the door open, and this will typically be like this. So then when you come out of bed, one sliding door and you're straight into the Jack and Jill ensuite bathroom. Now, obviously, when you're done with the bed, and we want that front lounge space back with the captain swivel seats on the two sides, we simply come to the panel, clicking the up button down, and the bed's now going to lift itself back up into position. We can leave the bed fully dressed. You can leave your pajamas up there if you like, or your quilts, your bedding, your pillows. It's all there to stay. We don't need to touch any of that. We can leave it made up, so when we're ready, we press the down button, it comes back down, and we're ready to go again. So you can see now it's just starting to finish off. And this is all off the 12 volt, no hookup leads in the vehicle, lifts all that up directly out of the way, and that's it. We've got full access back to the cab, which again, you just have to pull the seats ever so nicely, and they'll lock into this position, to which now you simply grab the lever, and adjust how steep you want the chair to be reclined to. And exactly the same with this passenger side. Pull the lever, push the chair back into the recline position. Just noticed that, didn't even see that before now. Just behind the passenger seat, 3-pin socket and a 12-volt as well. So even more charging down in the cab. We've got 4, 5, 6 cup holders in the cab. Air conditioning, obviously. You've got your heat exchanger just down here. We can control the roller blind from here. We've got the heated mirrors and the fog lights. All the lighting is to be controlled down here, and as you can see, we've got the multifunction steering wheel, which if I turn this on just here, wake everything up, it allows us then, I need the key, to scroll through the menu with these mouse pads. We've got voice command, we can access our phone calls, we can access the favourite contacts, we can go through all the vehicle servicing requirements up on that heads-up display, really nice and easily. Coming down into the centre, you're going to notice you've got your screen AC on there as well. You obviously your heat exchanger button, again, what kind of speed you want the fan set to, and then obviously the directions of all the fans. You are going to get satellite navigation into there, and obviously on the Mercedes full auto with the column shift, it is a true pleasure to drive on the road. Very, very easy. And with that 190 brake horsepower, just pulling it through the gears is absolutely fantastic. And you can see just there as well on the side, we've got the sliding double glazed windows all the way around the cab. As we know, the cab is the main loss of heat in all motorhomes, which is why Frankie have gone with double glazed all the way around. I mean, if you can just see the thickness of that sliding window there, if I put it onto the one-time zoom, really, really chunky stuff just to keep that warmth in. Then you've got your cab blinds that go all the way around the front, your electric one, obviously, that's controlled in the back. Some more storage points around there, and then another blind that comes across. Now, just on the topic of the blinds in this particular vehicle, they are double pleated blinds, so they're more insulating than all the other blinds you typically get on a motorhome. They're twice as thick, obviously letting a lot less heat in and out. And secondly to that, something that, again, when you work in the motorhome industry, you learn to appreciate a lot. These hinges are all screwed into aluminium. So you're not going to get any squeaking, any wobbling, any knocking noises. That is absolutely solid, and those hinges aren't going anywhere. So obviously in a lot of motorhomes, they're screwed directly into the woodwork, which then means after a few years, the screws start to work loose, which means you've either got to fill the holes, plug them, re-pilot drill and refit, or you've obviously got to put bigger screws in or move the hinges altogether. Being screwed directly into the aluminium tracks, it's not going to budge at all, it's not going to wear the hole out, and you're not going to find yourself doing that regular bit of maintenance that's required on typically most other motorhomes. So all in all, I think it's fair to say there is absolutely zero compromise with the i8400 Plus. Now all the pluses, it's the end lounge version, as you can see just here. Now it's something that they call a Brit pleasing layout. Apparently this is what we like most, the end lounge. Supposedly with Frankia, they're under the belief that we believe that the fixed beds are quite a bit of wasted space during the daytime. So this is what we tend to go for, which is why they created this model, and which is why they call it the UK pack, by having the additional skylight put in. And obviously you get the thermal blinds on there as well, and all the other extras that I mentioned at the start of the video. Now, I've just got the keys in my pocket here. I just want to demonstrate the camera system to you on the vehicle, because it has been fitted extra. So key, let's get the engine going. There's that big 3-litre 190 brake horsepower V6 kicking off in the background just there. The Mercedes-Benz head unit is now just waking up. We've got the reverse camera in the back. And if I just go and shut the habitation door, which you can see on there, you will see the full 360 camera system it has fitted. I'll just close that off. Whilst I'm here, I'm just going to see if we have enough battery power to power the air conditioning on as well. So flick that on. Aircon unit, we'll get that turned on. Big flash to say it's on. As you can see now, the microwave has woke up. So we have 230 volts of power coming through the vehicle with no hookup, with the engine running. And now that I've closed the habitation door, you'll be able to see the full 360 camera. Just where that brown mat is in front of those doors just there. And we can see all the way around the vehicle to make driving it really, really easy. If I go back to home on here, you're also going to see that we've got, to start at the beginning, all your phone calls, navigation, FM and DAB radio, multimedia, vehicle information, all your pro apps, and obviously into the store. We can go into the settings for the vehicle. We can change, obviously, the traction control settings, all the noises for the acoustic lock-in, the lighting systems when you want them to come on and off, and the display, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all the rest of it can be controlled through there. And we can actually use the mouse pad as well to scroll all the way through. And the secondary mouse pad on the right is for the one on the head-up display just here. Using the back button, I can go back to the settings, I can go all the way through, and obviously check all the servicing and things like that as well. Zero messages, all up to date. You can get your full AdBlue range on there, which is obviously very, very beneficial. But guys, I wish I could carry on. I could honestly spend absolutely all day talking about this one. It's a truly fantastic piece of kit, and obviously it's got a lot to offer for those looking for the ultimate experience when it comes to motorhoming. But yeah, it's down here. It's at the Gunthorpe depot. It's going to be on the forecourt, so if you did want to bob down, you're welcome absolutely anytime to come take a look around all the motorhomes in stock. We do advise for the best viewing experience to give us a call prior to, so we can get the vehicle set up appropriately so you can see it in its very best light and how it would be if you guys were going to be taking it out on the open road yourselves. But thank you ever so much for watching the video. It's been a true pleasure, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys soon. Cheers.